Okay, so I'm going to dart some Nyala today. We don't know exactly how many we're going to dart. We think there's probably about 6 or 7. We're going to dart the male Nyala that have gone into an enclosed space. When you have a farm, you have to manage the numbers of males you have on that farm, especially of territorial species like Nyala. Otherwise, they'll just end up killing each other. So we're going to go there today. We're going to take out some of the big bulls and leave one big breeding bull. And we're going to take out some of the younger breeding bulls before they get to sexual maturity, so there's no fighting. The Nyala are all in bomas, and like that just basically means an enclosed space. They've been fed in there because they're relatively tame, but I'm always really wary of tame animals because you think they're tame until you start trying to work with them and then they just don't do what you expect them to do at all. But one of the concerns we do have is that in small spaces, when you are darting animals, they can occasionally panic and they can run into the fences and damage themselves. So that is definitely a concern we have to worry about. But having said that, darting Nyala in thick bush in the Eastern Cape is also quite difficult to do. Plan is to use a different gun to one that you've seen me use in the past. It's called a Dan inject gun. It works on CO2 compressed air. And it delivers a softer shot. The other thing about the softer shot is it's less noisy, so the animals are less likely to get a fright once you start shooting them, rather than their rifle where it makes quite a noise and then everyone tends to panic, and then getting a second shot aim can be really difficult. So that's the plan. I always say there's a plan, but most of the time wildlife don't follow plans. Let him walk into your arms.
Hold him tight.
Nyala are part of the spiral horned antelope group, and that means that they take a certain type of drug combination. And the fun part of it is that they often just walk straight into your arms when they've been darted, which is really cool, looks really cool. And sometimes you can just walk them to the trailer as if you were walking a large dog. And that makes it significantly easier when there are not too many of you to just load them. You just take them by the horns and you just walk them straight into the trailer, which is really handy. So now we've got to go back for the rest of them. There's a couple of big bulls here that we want to take out. You can see I'm using my rifle now, and we're changing the power settings for the distance. And more darts, more darts. This guy here was giving us a hard time. He was a little bit deep and he'd run into a fence, so he'd scratched his lip open a little bit. He didn't want to lie up straight. So I'm trying to make more darts, but I'm also trying to keep him up straight while we wait for the rest of the team to come back and collect him. So here I'm just going to use my gun. I'm going to prop him up so that his head is up and his nose is facing down. This is pretty much how it always goes. They do like to run into fences. Thankfully, the big bull that we didn't actually want, he actually got out through the fence. And we managed to get so many that we need so far. We're just waiting for one more to go down. Problem is they do like to fight and panic once you get into the herd. So hopefully he falls away from the herd and then we don't have to panic everybody else, because I think there could be maybe one more left if I'm looking. So yeah, it's a bit hot and sweaty, but I'm just hoping this big bull over here isn't going to go running. You see him behind me. Hoping he's not going to go for that fence. Okay, so we just finished. We've managed to dart 5. There was one that managed to escape us. It managed to jump through the fence, but it wasn't one of the biggest ones, so we're not too worried about that. And he will live another day. We loaded the rest of the trailer and they're all ready to go. They've had some tranquilizer for the journey. Yeah, and they're looking good. We didn't have too many problems. They were very tame. Yeah, so it was cool.